you are not lacking health because you are lacking more doctor visits. I'm a doctor, and we are going to get into how we choose our primary care doctor. Because let's face it, how we normally pick a doctor, we most people pick a doctor from an insurance book
Yep.
and network.
In network, usually that's the driver, right? If
Yep,
they're in network,
yep.
the company provides the list of doctors that's in that network.
And they drive you to that.
Right.
Like network's a bad thing, but also what close to home.
Right. Right. Distance to your office where you work or
Yep.
distance to your home because it's convenient.
Yeah, you may look at for reviews maybe a little bit and say, okay, whatever. Okay, it's getting more and more popular.
Yeah.
Um, but that's how almost everybody does it though.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's consequences that it does it because when you do it that way, I mean that doctor, that person controls your health.
Yeah.
And not always in a great way.
Mm.
So they can tell you what they diagnose, but all their plethora of diagnostics tests, exams. Then you might also get what they missed. But more importantly, you get what they prescribe, and that's to your whole family for 20 years or however long you live in the area.
That's right. That's right. I mean, when we went through it, part of it was proximity, but the other part of it was the sound of their name. This person sounds nice.
Yeah, or the picture.
Or the picture. This person looks nice.
Yeah, and here's the crazy thing about it, though. You really think about like how important a doctor is,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, your intention is not to take a random person. Your true intention is truly to find the best doctor for yourself, and you believe that their education is going to get you that best type of service.
Right.
All right. So the real question really is it's not the question of whether or not this doctor looks good and I get it from my insurance book. Really, the core question is what does a doctor perhaps look for in a doctor for his own family?
Yes, tell us.
Kind of knowing the dirty secrets behind the scenes.
Yes, enlighten us.
Well, it's not as glamorous as it is, right? Because
No.
and here's the great thing about this is that yes, I'm a doctor, and sometimes people, you're a dentist, you're a dentist. I actually am a dentist, and that's actually a good thing because I haven't been indoctrinated with all of the systemic things that you're trained in. Dare I say, brainwashed to think and believe there's a right way to promote health.
Yeah. I don't want to say brainwashed, but
Indoctrinated,
indoctrinated. Yes. Taught.
Yeah, we're all brainwashed with something.
That's true. I mean, that's opening a different can of worms, but yes, it's how you've been taught. And if you don't think outside the box or do more research,
Or you just zoom out and look at overall just the trends and how things are going. Because I'm 50 now, you're in your 50s. I'm on any kind of medications. I have no chronic diseases. And I feel great, have more energy than ever before, have more libido than ever before. And that is not the average American way to
Correct.
go, right?
Correct.
So I think the overall is if you are able to pick the right person or team based upon the right criteria, it makes a whole lot of things a lot easier because you can keep on doing what everybody else does.
Yeah, but a lot of people, it's hard for them to figure out what questions to ask or what to look for, right? You think you're doing right when you say, oh my goodness, this person went to this school. That's a good school.
Yep.
And they graduated how many years ago? Because you're thinking, well, this was my thought process as well. In addition to proximity, right? And if the name sounds friendly or not, or the picture looks good, right? You're thinking, how long ago did they graduate from medical school and did their training? Was it 5 years ago? Was it 10 years ago? Was it 35 years ago? It's all these things you take into consideration.
A lot of consideration, but the way I kind of think about it too, though, is if you have a company or work for a company, you have worked with good employees and bad employees.
Right.
And the bad employees make things really bad. You're like, I don't want to work with that person. Even in school, we have our kids say, you know what? I don't want to have that person in my group because they're just terrible. Well, just because they're a doctor don't make you an amazing doctor.
Okay.
All right. I mean, the person who finished last in dental school, medical school, whatever kind of professional healthcare medical system type of program is still called a doctor.
Right.
The last person, and that person, I can tell you, when I went through my training, there was good number of people like, yeah, you're not touching me, you're not touching me, you're not touching me, you're not touching me. Oh, wait, you over there? You're not touching me either.
I know we've heard stories of people who are in the medical professional field who even say that there's some people in their profession they will not have them touch them.
If you're being honest, if they're being honest, they'll admit it. I'll admit it. So you can keep doing the whole insurance network thing. You keep doing the star ratings. You can see how close they are, where they went to school, the word of mouth. But that's all kind of old school. Now that's the way that in the past, and it's not really with all the information that's out there. It's almost information overload. So it's really, I think, going forward, it's with the age of AI.
Right.
It's really important for people to kind of take a step back, look at the whole situation, and really try to decipher what this information is telling you in the overall scheme of things, because it's not all that it seems. But when you're able to critically think upon it, you can start seeing trends and patterns which lead you to the right direction.
Good point.
Yeah. And so here is how I look at picking a doctor. And this is how I hope people pick me, not only as a doctor, but also us as the health coaches that help really instill everything that we have learned from my educational background, the things I learned outside of school, and also to you, right?
Okay.
And that's the number one rule is that you have the doctor has to ask questions, and they actually have to listen.
Right. Don't brush you aside or come off as they're the authority that they know everything.
That's the thing. A lot of doctors think they're great because they're doctors. And even in a circle we're all kind of talking, they can just tell. Some think they don't stink.
They've arrived.
But see, the thing is that's not how you treat people on the same team.
Right.
You're dictating, talking down to people. I want to come down and talk to you at this level here. I want to understand what is going on, what you've been experiencing, what are your goals, when does it all start? How long have you been dealing with this, right? And then as I'm asking these questions, I'm going to listen to you, because the diagnosis or the reason why things are happening is already known by the words you speak. I don't need a fancy test for a lot of things.
Right.
Because when you got to do a test, that means it's already almost too late and things have happened. And so healthcare is what you really, it's going to the doctor is not really healthcare. It's medical care.
Right.
Right. And so you want to have them ask good quality questions.
Okay.
Right. And then when you ask good quality questions, you want to be able to say, hey, if you allow me to help you, I can help you. Right. Because you have the power.
Right. So ask questions and they listen to your answer and work with you to come up with a plan together. Got it.
Yeah. And not turn your back and typing in the computer. Their mind's already made up at that point in time.
Correct. And they're just covering their behinds basically as they write stuff down.
That's all.
I kind of understand why they do it, because they will forget because they see so many people.
Well, that's part of it as well. But you also want to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
But it's also because of just the environment we live in. It's really, people like to sue.
Yeah.
And so it's all about covering your butt.
Right.
Because every little word would be picked out and they'll magnify it and make you look like a bad person. So.
That's not good.
Yeah. Let's go to rule number 2.
Okay.
All right. So the rule number 2 is the way I look at it is that congruency. That's a fancy word. Basically, their own health matches what they preach.
Yes. You could look with your own 2 eyes and see.
If you're a nutritionist, show the part.
That's right.
Don't be 30, 40 pounds overweight and then try to tell me what to do.
Right.
If you're a cardiologist, don't be doing cocaine and drinking heavily and you got a fat gut and you're trying to tell me about my heart.
Right. Right. Yeah. I one of my lady friends, older lady, and her husband had passed on of a massive heart attack. His doctor, his cardiologist, passed away 2 years after that because he was a heavy smoker and drinker and overweight.
Not congruent.
And it was, yeah.
No, as a dentist, it's like me eating candy bars, drinking sweet tea, drinking soda, a lot of candy, a lot of sweets all day long, thinking that that's the right way. Meanwhile, I'm getting fatal fillings and crowns and cavities that's extracting my teeth.
Right.
That's not congruency.
Correct.
You got to have a nice smile.
That's right. Because if you don't have a nice smile, why should your patients that come through your door listen to you?
Right.
because you're not taking care of your teeth. So if you're not doing it and you're the doctor, why should I do it?
And that's why I said like being a dentist is a good thing, because now I actually see how the body works overall because it's the same training. But now I see it from the mouth perspective. I can see your mouth, see what's going on. But then also too, not only am I taking care of my mouth, but I'm taking care of my body and learning all the things that I'm doing. And so all the information I'm providing, all of it's congruent. So I'm not saying anything that doesn't work already. Not only work for us, but also works for all the people that we have learned from. It's congruency.
Nicely said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It matches, right? And so
and I bet you people never even thought about that because they're just going to that doctor for that knowledge. They're not looking at that doctor who can help them.
And I'm not bashing doctors.
No. Some doctors don't even know because they're head down working. They're not, they're trying to survive too.
Yeah, I'm not anti-doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm not anti-medicine because there's needs for that at certain situations.
Yes.
I think a lot of times it's medical care and healthcare get kind of wrapped into the same, but it's different. Right?
Gets muddled.
Yeah, it does get muddled. And so that's rule number 2. The rule number 3, and this is one I don't believe a lot of people know. So I'm about to share with you right now is they won't share with you either because they don't know it or they don't want you to know it. And this is where I spent a lot of time, a lot of my own resources outside of dental school to learn what I just about to share with you right now because I know you can't live without it. If you can get this, it changes everything. And the rule number 3 is that this medical professional or doctor, they have to see that the body is like one system, not separate parts. So what I mean is that everything's interconnected, and it's easier to take care of everything at once versus one thing at a time.
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes. So if they're thinking, okay, there's something wrong with your, I don't know, spleen, and they'll give a medication to target that only, but then side effects or whatever, what's causing that problem, right? Oh, well, go see a cardiologist or go see your rheumatoid. I can't even say the word.
Oh, I can't say it.
But my point is, they send you to all these different doctors instead of trying to figure out the whole body, what's causing it.
Well, and that's kind of the thing. And that's how insurance is actually set up as well. Like the HMOs, you got to go see your primary care doctor first. And all primary care doctor now essentially write out prescriptions, antibiotics, some pain medicine, or they route you to the doctor. That way they can go take care of you. And then here's the kicker though. There's no communication going on.
No.
Like I don't when I send you to a cardiologist, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I barely get anything like that in the dental world. Now I stay on top of it because I the way I practice is everything I'm laying out here. Right? You're not a number.
Right.
You're a person.
Right.
And that's a very important thing when it comes to these rules is that you're looking for someone on your team who treats you as a person.
That's right. And that's when we mean team. It's not just your one doctor. It's like you make sure that all these doctors communicate.
Yeah.
And sometimes they may not even want to communicate though. That's a big red flag.
Well, that goes back to the rule number 1. Right? Rule number 1, they gotta listen to you. Yeah. And so this is a really understanding that you're one person, you have one body, and that body works as one. Although you have different components, it's easier to take care of everything at once than as one thing at a time. Right.
Okay.
But that's the core. I mean, that's one of the first things people will learn when they work with us. That's the case, and so that way we synthesize all the information and deliver it, and it makes sense. And you start working all these things at once in the right way, with the right information, with the right tools, right mindset, in a sense, to allow your body to begin healing.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of people, a lot of the medical professionals miss.
Yes.
Right.
Agreed.
Cool. Number 4 is they don't rush. Like I said, you're not a number. No, I kind of preview this one, but you're not a number on a schedule, and I'm trying to get through a tough schedule.
Yeah, but with this current model they have in place, the doctors usually they're running late, right? And by the time they get to you, they're rushing through that appointment and they're busy typing. They don't really have a lot of time to actually listen because they have to type as they ask you questions, running through the questions, type, and then when they're done, maybe 2 minutes to examine you real quick, and then write the prescription, and they're out the door. They don't really have time to sit there and ask questions and try to backtrack and figure things out and come up with a plan.
Yeah. I just thought of something when you said that. Here's how it typically works. You go in, I ain't feeling well. Huh, interesting. Okay. I tell you what, let's run some tests. Let's do some blood work. And so they start typing behind the computer. We're ordering a blood test. Okay, what are you gonna do? We're gonna get some blood tests. We'll come back. I'll come back in. We'll review it. Well, that blood test comes back. They ain't reviewing anything. They get to look at the report right before you come in the door. They look and say, okay, well, cool. Everything's within normal limits. Everything looks good. So they walk in. They go, well, everything looks good. Looks fantastic. Everything is perfectly fine. However, you don't feel perfectly fine. And so they wrote the proper notes. They got the proper test. They're covered. And yet you'll still be coming back knowing something is off.
That's terrible. Or they'll give you a prescription to help calm you down.
questions got to treat you as a person.
Yeah.
Right? And so that leads me to the rule number 5 is this. Informed consent. What do I mean? Is that there are so many different treatment options that you can go down and select. And the best solution is the one that you believe is the best way to go for you. And so as a doctor, you got to lay everything out. One option is like you don't do anything. One option is you may go natural. One option may go to surgery. One option may do radiation. Another option may do some pills. But there's all these different options. But here is the thing. Please hear me when I say this. Is that they also should be telling you what every trade-off, every pro and con is. Because why is that? Like you said, they're on your team.
Yes, they're on your team working together for the best outcome for you, what you want to do, what you're most comfortable with, and not what they think is the latest or greatest method.
Yeah. Is it okay if I get deeply personal here?
Yeah.
Be all right? It won't be an overshare or anything?
It depends.
Depends.
Go
No,
ahead.
be like that.
Go ahead.
But I personally have gone through a complete transformation in the way I thought when I first started dental school back in 2005 until now, my post-education to everything that works for me health-wise. And we have had conversations about what that may look like should, in the unlikely event, and how I believe it, were to get cancer. Right? So that way, as we're going through all the emotions and trying to figure out what's happening, the people, the doctors, right, all the medical team, whatever, they're going to come with what they're going to come with. Hey, radiation, chemotherapy, surgical interventions, those are the 3 I already know, right? And so I want you to always be comfortable with the fact that where I stand, that way you can make the right decision should you need to make that decision and know where I'm coming from with the simple fact that I know all the trade-offs, I know all the pros and cons, not only with cancer, but other things as well, because you know that the solution best for me is that I would even go harder on the natural route,
Right.
with taking care of all the systems even more holistically than I already am. I'm not talking about supplements. I'm talking about hitting it hard naturally, right? Than going down trying to get 6 more days of life by taking some serious chemotherapy.
Right. That's going to have massive side effects.
Yeah.
And I know people say the risks outweigh the benefits. Do you know all the benefits and risks for that each option? Yeah. That's what we're trying to hone in on.
Yeah, and it's an emotional thing, and that's probably a little bit of overshare because it's an emotional thing. I think a little differently than most because I think I'm more of a realist. At some point in time, I know I'm gonna pass. I'm not gonna live forever,
right?
And so I want you to be comfortable in the fact that, hey, I'm good. And then if that happens where I pass on, celebrate.
Right.
I'll be okay. In fact, I want to live so good that I don't have to be weak by taking those meds.
Right.
And we also have a conversation about the heart disease and other issues that can be prevented by
chronic diseases. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
So got to know every option, every trade-off, and whose decision is to make?
Yours ultimately.
Yes.
Not someone else. They can give you their opinion, right? And that's what it is, an opinion, right?
It's opinion.
And you're grateful for that knowledge, but know the trade-off, the risk and the benefit, and you make that decision.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's exactly right. As a doctor, I don't really want to tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you suggestions.
Okay.
I can then say, hey, here's what they look like. But ultimately, who has to live with that decision, walk out the door is you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I go see a professional, I have to live it walking out the door. So I have to be rock steady in my decision making. And that leads me to rule number 6 is that when it comes down to information, my doctor will have to know how to read a true study to different junk studies, to real studies, to how they're designed. And I'm not talking about studies that are given from pharmaceutical companies or those who have any kind of
Interest.
special interest or conflicts of interest,
All right.
or looking at Wikipedia. It happens.
Oh my gosh.
There's actually been like informational studies that have pointed out where you get information from. Wikipedia.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's legit.
No.
It's legit. And so but if you're able to read the real studies, be able to receive information from your patients, objectively look at everything. So well, here's what makes sense. Here's what could happen. Here's how long it may possibly take. The downsides, the upsides, the risk, everything. What makes the most sense for you? I got your back, and I'll support you along the way. And any kind of information I need to help provide you, or even medicines I need, I can help you with that. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to just push a pill because you're in the mill.
Right. And a lot of these doctors, they're human beings too, right? So they're not going to be privy to all the studies out there. And back to your point, they should know how to read the studies and how to accurately read it and pull the right information out of it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not to bash doctors.
No.
They're doing the best they can with what they've been given or what they've been taught.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I didn't learn how to read studies until I invested outside.
Right.
Now, we had that conversation. Should I take this course? Because it's an expensive course.
It was expensive and time commitment. Yeah.
Read papers, critique papers, come up with consensus, write my own paper. Oh, man, that was rough. But you know what? That was one of the best things I did, because I can tell you this. Very few doctors have gone through the training that I have gone through.
Right. And it wasn't a fly-by-night training, right?
No.
It took a couple of years, but 3 years.
Yeah.
But it was very much worth it.
Yeah.
And it helped shape who you are today.
Yeah,
So
totally.
I wish more doctors could take this training.
Yeah. No, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's just the way the system's designed.
Yeah.
So and it's fine, even though it's designed like that. So that's not the real question is not whether or not it's designed like that. The real question is, what can you do in order to manage your own health?
Mm-hmm.
And it's simple as this, is that even a doctor, they can have all 6 of those, but they can only help you manage what shows up. That's what a doctor does.
Right.
The prevention doesn't happen in the office.
No.
It happens where?
In the kitchen.
Your home, your sleep, your movement, perhaps the gym, your sanctuary.
That's right. Your mindset.
Mindset.
Right.
Yeah, how you deal with stress, your level of mind, your friends around you. Your ability to know when you're exposed to different toxins that can cause problems. Right. It happens at home. And why is that? And it seems so trivial, but that's why I was saying, some people don't get it, but that's why you're your best doctor, because you are the one who is able to take care of yourself. I've been in that situation before.
Okay.
Just living my life, living the American way, eating the SAD diet, the standard American diet.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're all honest, we've all been there.
Right.
Because we've been told so many different things about food and believe about milk and cheese and dairy and meats and all the information about vitamins and supplements. We all been told this, and you don't take a step back and look at it and realize that it's a part of a business.
Yes.
But once you're able to do that, then you are able to make an informed decision.
Right.
And you have to know that you do have the power. You have the ability to really sort it all out and use it and take action to create your health and not let anybody else manage it. Because ultimately, we all know that we're responsible for our own bodies, our own health, every which way.
That's right. That's right. And now that you know, what are you going to do about it? Yeah. Now that you know, you can't say you don't know no more.
That's where the power lies. It's not the information, it's the action.
That's right.
So that's great. That's powerful. I like that. That's really, really good.
Thank you.
So if this hit home with you, you want more, subscribe to this channel. Also, head over to Instagram and follow me at Dr. Taj Haynes HQ, like headquarters, and that's where we could get a little jiggy with it. Will Smith is a little old now, isn't he?
Anything else?
No, that was good. I enjoyed this conversation.
Good. I hope everyone learned something new today.
Yeah.
Until next time, be well.
Take care.